For a game with as morbid a premise as the Hitman franchise, a series that's built off the back of silenced pistols and fiberwire, the 2016 reimagining of the barcode-bearing Baldy embraced more of the slapstick silliness that is now possible with the extra creativity and variety that Hitman and Hitman 2 brought to the table. Previous games have always had a level of creativity and always had moments that were a bit daft, but I don't think that particular wrinkle of the game was fully expanded on until the most recent iterations. That point shines on truer than ever with Agent 47's carry-on item, his weaponized luggage, that trusty briefcase. Now, the main purpose of this particular item in the game was a way to covertly carry weapons and gadgets around the sprawling maps of Hitman 2, without innocent bystanders and eagle-eyed security guards taking notice. But whether or not the development team at IO Interactive intended it to be or not, it has become a handheld, heat-seeking cuboid of carnage. For those of you who are unaware, if you lock onto an enemy while holding a blunt or sharp object in Hitman 2, the throw will guarantee a headshot to kill or incapacitate whoever is unlucky enough to be on the receiving end of it. Which works great when you throw a cola can into someone's face or sling a fast-moving throwing knife into someone's grey matter, but for Agent 47's slower spinning attaché, it had some unexpected effects. If you've been on Reddit, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, or pretty much anywhere that you can find daft gaming videos, you may have seen NPCs haphazardly running away from whirling luggage, with players going as far as clearing whole levels with the thing. Now, I don't like to do the whole, well, that's not how it would work in real life thing when it comes to talking about video games, but let's be real here. Something wrong with that suitcase, man. And because I'm either A, a massive nerd, or B, I just can't let dumb funny things be dumb funny things, I went right to the source and actually had a chat with IO Interactive to find out what was up with Agent 47's possessed personal belongings. Now, there's one person who is an expert on ballistic briefcases, and that is Victor Novikov. Sorry. That is Jacob Mikkelsen. The briefcase, what's going on with that, man? Briefcases don't work that way.
Well, ours does, I'll have to say. Yeah, it's I think it's been quite hilarious to see the reaction to the briefcase. And to be honest, right, it's like it's kind of a bit more extreme than we expected. But for me, it's just great to see how much fun people are having with it, and kind of see the reactions, and you know, you go on Reddit and then there's like, oh, IO, please don't patch this, and then they're just having a blast with it, right? So, and I think it's for me, it's very much in the vein of the game, right? That we give you a tool set and then you do with it what you can, and yeah, so we're getting to see some crazy videos of what people can do with the briefcase now. Technically, right, it's an extension of the throwing mechanics we had in 2016. So it's working with the same systems as all the thrown props are, the fish, the knives, the shurikens, and whatnot, right? So there's just something about the briefcase that makes it kind of by design that when you get the lock on and you hit the throw button, then you're gonna hit whatever you're aiming at, right? But the briefcase speed seems slower than the rest. So that's kind of it's one of these where, as I said before, it's in the vein of the game where the systems are kind of doing what they're doing, and then the result turns out to be this, and I think that's hilarious. One player, he actually planted a breaching charge on the ground, placed the briefcase on top, and then detonate the briefcase, the breaching charge, and that launches the suitcase into the air. That's kind of one of the other properties of it that is kind of affected by these physics impulses. But the trick is he then planted a remote explosive inside the suitcase, so it lands where the target is, and then he detonates it, so it turns it into kind of a hand grenade in a way. And that's not something we have kind of designed per se. We came up with the systems and the functionality, and then the users kind of can craft these mechanics themselves, and I think that's where the game really, really shines.
Target eliminated.
So obviously you touched on the community asking the important question, but do you have any plans to change this wonderful tool?
I knew you would be answering that, and we're not ready to talk about that. Not yet, because I think it's on one angle you could go in and just patch it out and say no, we're not going to do that, but then we're kind of like, who would benefit from that, right? So the question is, what would the next step for the suitcase be? And I think that's interesting.
Don't you
Would you consider doing like a suitcase only elusive target?
The live sale is kind of the team is working on that. Right now we're not kind of talking about the details of all the elusive targets and everything. However, I think that it we'll have to see. The cool thing about the live part is that we can react to what the users are doing, right? If you go on Reddit, there's another theme right now, which is about Diana pointing out targets, where they every time Diana sees a target, she says, that is Sharon Knox. That is, so the word that is becoming a meme on Reddit as well. Where Diana is commenting things out for the players, and then so they pick up these themes and then they play around with it. They create the GIFs and all this, and I think that's one of the things where it's like in one way or the other. I think it's like we totally succeed in doing something great when people do this, right? Where they kind of dive into this and just kind of have fun with it. So I think. Again, this is back to the working with the players, kind of indirectly and directly as well, kind of talking to them about what they would like and all that stuff. But it's one of these things where if I think it's something about don't explain exactly what we're gonna do, but look at what they're doing and then react to that in certain ways. I think that's the strongest way of doing this, because then we can kind of. I really like it when we go in and we kind of we put a little I saw that in the game for the players to find. So I can't tell any details about that just yet.
So there you have it, the story behind Hitman 2's magical briefcase. Now, no one out there can accuse me of not doing any of that serious investigative journalism stuff. But if you like this video, make sure you let me know in the comment section below, or you can find me on Twitter @RegularDave, and feel free to let me know what daft, weird assassinations you've been up to in Hitman 2. But until then, I will see you in the next one.